Well, the Dior Air Jordan 1s might be the early favorite for sneaker of the year. For many people, they were an absolutely impossible cop. I don't know about y'all, but I don't have a spare 15 G's to drop on a pair of kicks. If dropping 2K on a sneaker is a little bit nonsensical to you, but you're still a fan of the silhouette and the colorway, then today's video is for you. We're breaking down the 5 best Dior Air Jordan 1 alternatives that are a lot easier on your wallet. What's going on, people of the internet? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, hey, how's it going? My name's Caitlin. I'm a sneakerhead and an entrepreneur on a mission to inspire people to find their passions. One of my passions is sneakers, and I love chatting kicks with you fine people right here on the internet. Y'all are like family, so if you want to join the sneaker family, then hit that subscribe button so you stick around. For today's video, I'm offering up some solid alternative options for the Dior Air Jordan 1s. Let's be honest, the Dior Air Jordan 1s are an amazing, beautiful shoe. Really an instant classic grail for any sneakerhead. But for the average sneakerhead, it's simply not attainable. But that doesn't mean there aren't any other good options out there for anyone looking for something a little cheaper. First up on the list, we have the sneaker that Mr. Foamer Simpson affectionately labeled the poor man's Jordan 1 Dior, which is the Air Jordan 1 Zoom Racer Blue. These Air Jordan 1s released back in and around March for $170 retail, and you can find them online anywhere from $350 to $1,100. Some of the smaller pairs are definitely a little more pricey, so I won't be picking any up, but if you were a 9 to a 13, then these are definitely worth a look for you. In terms of similarities with the Dior Jordan 1s, they have a similar colorway, similar blocking, and they're both Air Jordan 1s. Unfortunately, the similarities kind of end there. Now, these are definitely not by any means identical sneakers. They're made of different materials, and to be perfectly honest, they kind of lack that wow factor. When I look at the shoe, I kind of leave with an underwhelming reaction. The blue highlights on the shoe are a nice touch that help bring a little more personality to it, but other than that, it kind of just leaves you wanting more. That being said, I probably would not go out and pick these up, but they are a decent alternative, and from what I've heard, they look really dope on foot. Just depends on what you're looking for in a Jordan 1. They have translucent flaps, the Zoom logo, and a similar colorway to the Dior's, so if that checks all your boxes, then this is definitely a shoe that you should go after. Overall, definitely not a bad shoe, just not something that's right up my alley, but if that's what you're into. Next up, we're moving on to my personal favorite choice for an alternative Dior Jordan 1 sneaker with the Air Jordan 1 Low Paris. Personally, I feel like this is one of the nicest non-hype Jordan 1 colorways we've seen in a long time. Honestly, they might be one of the classiest looking Jordan 1 lows we've ever seen drop. These bad boys drop for a super affordable $100 US, and you'll find resale prices online anywhere from $300 to $600. This is definitely a shoe that I want to get my hands on one day, and is the perfect shoe for the summer with the smooth pastel colors. I'm slowly becoming more and more of a fan of Jordan 1 lows. I think they're a great alternative option, and sometimes the Air Jordan 1 highs just feel a little too bulky on your foot. So these are a much lighter and usually more affordable option for all the ballers on a budget who still want to rock some Jordan 1s. Don't let anyone tell you that you suck for rocking Air Jordan 1 lows. They're dope as frick. Those people don't know what they're talking about. Honestly, I feel like the shoe should have a ton more hype behind it. It's got nice materials and just looks super clean. It might be one of those underrated sneakers at the end of the year here. The Jordan 1 Low Paris. Such a nice, clean, fresh sneaker. You'll do yourself a favor if you pick these bad boys up, trust me. Moving on to probably my second favorite alternative pair, we have the recently released Air Jordan 1 Smoke Grays. Once again, this is another sneaker being referred to as a poor man's version of another more hyped shoe, this time being the Air Jordan 1 Unions. I have talked about the shoe before, but personally I like the Smoke Gray better than the Unions, and I know for a lot of people these were an under-the-radar top Air Jordan 1 release in 2020. Obviously they weren't hyped like the Dior's, but the Smoke Grays carried a decent amount of hype all on their own, and the resale prices certainly seem to be reflecting that hype. I think the Smoke Grays are the perfect mix of gray material, and the red upper is the perfect highlight or contrast that ties the entire sneaker together. It's a really solid looking Jordan 1 that slightly breaks the mold of the all gray colorway. I think it looks dope on foot and is definitely a good option for anyone looking for a gray Air Jordan 1 silhouette with a softer blow to the budget. Another solid option coming in hot is the Air Jordan 1 Retro High New York to Paris. This bad boy is another high cut Air Jordan 1, which, let's be real, everyone kind of prefers when it comes to Air Jordan 1s. It also features a very similar colorway and silhouette to the Dior's. Honestly, when you look at the shoe, it kind of has some really nice vintage vibes and tones to it. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's a different shoe, but the good type of different, if that makes any sense. Stay with me here, guys. Come on. It looks hella dope. Like, this is the old school shoe your pops pulls out of the attic as one of his all-time favorites, and it's an instant hit for you as well. Not only because it's from your pops, not only because it's an oldie and a vintage, but it's an Air Jordan 1 High that everyone loves. Now, this alternative can be a little bit pricier than some of the others. You'll find it coming in hot anywhere from $300 to $700 online, but it's still nowhere near the Dior price tag. Overall, I think this is a nice looking Jordan 1, but I think it's distinct enough to differentiate from the Diors, which is super beneficial. You don't want two shoes that look exactly the same with vastly different costs. You want shoes that vary in colorway and style and price. Switching over to the mid-style Jordan 1, we have an early favorite for Dior alternative with the Jordan 1 Mid-Light Smoke Gray. I know they have a similar name to the other smoke grays, but I promise you they are different shoes. Now, obviously, the biggest difference with the shoe is the fact that it's a mid-cut, and a lot of people seem to be totally against mids. Personally, I am totally fine with mids. I don't get all the hate and outrage towards them. Can't we all just appreciate all the styles of Jordan 1s out there? We're sneakerheads. We love sneakers. Why do we care if it's high, mid, or low? Let's just share the Air Jordan 1 love, shall we? Anyways, the sneaker is pretty basic looking, if I'm being perfectly honest. There's not much that really makes it unique. It's got a white leather upper with some standard gray overlays and a traditional black Nike swoosh. It's another shoe that kind of leaves you underwhelmed, but it's probably the most affordable alternative you'll find online right now. The hype, of course, behind this shoe as of late comes primarily from the similarities it has with the Diors, obviously. Personally, I would wait for the Jordan 1 High Japans to release later in this year, as I think those are a much better looking shoe and could definitely be considered a nice Dior alternative. They just haven't released yet. They're a little bit more metallic, but they still fit the bill for a gray-silver colorway, and of course, they're highs, which everyone, of course, is high on. I slay myself with those puns sometimes. If you are a fan of the mids or the Air Jordan 1s, maybe you're a little bit shorter like your girl, and sometimes the mids just fit better with your fit, you know what I'm saying? Then go out and pick these bad boys up. There are some similarities with the Diors. A lot of people are buying them for that exact reason. No reason to hate on the mids here. Definitely go out and get them. But if you can be patient, I would wait for the Japans and the highs, which are releasing later this year. Like I said, but it doesn't matter. If you're a mid, go out and get them. If you're looking for something a little cheaper, go out and get those mids. Well, I think that wraps up my list of more affordable alternatives to the Air Jordan 1 Diors. If you don't already have the shoes, you're probably looking at dropping 15 G's to pick them up, and that's definitely not an ideal situation. So save your wallet, take a look at one of the 5 pairs on this list, and keep more of your money. I mean, you know how many other dope shoes you can get combined for 15 G's instead of just one? Well, it looks like that's all the time we have on today's video. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. It truly means a lot to me. If you like the video, make sure you smash that like button and then hit that subscribe button to join the family. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video.